This is described as a horror comedy, but it's not scary, and the only things to laugh at are the acting, the script, and this guy's massive face.
Wow, that's big.
This is the Invisible Maniac. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
This kid is Kevin Dornwinkle, a mentally and emotionally unstable child genius. He likes to spend his time watching his neighbour undress with his telescope, but oh no, his mum's caught him at it.
What are you doing?
Nothing, Mother.
But when she sees what he's looking at, she's livid.
Filthy, stinking pervert!
She's like, Kevin, you're never going to be a scientist if you spend all your time doing this. Then she teaches him an important life lesson.
Women are evil.
I wonder if that's going to be relevant later. Anyway, his mum thinks a suitable punishment is to lock him up in his room for a year. Then she laughs at him for ages. 20 years later, Kevin has become a scientist, and he's requested that all the world's leading scientists come to hear about a massive scientific breakthrough he's made. For some reason, this presentation is at a church, but it's okay. They've put a skeleton in the corner so it looks sciencey. Dr. Dornwinkle starts spouting a load of science nonsense before telling them about his big discovery.
I have devised a way for a man or a woman to become completely invisible.
All the other scientists are like, whatever, Dr. Dornwinkle, that's bollocks. But he's like, it's not actually. Look, I'll show you. So he injects himself with this serum and this happens. Nothing.
Oh.
And this is the reaction of the world's leading scientists.
You're the stupidest man I've ever seen.
You are a disgrace to the scientific community.
Okay.
This is something that happens all the way through this film. Everyone seems to overly laugh at stuff that's not even funny, but much more on that later. Dornwinkle is pretty angry about this, so he attacks and kills all the other scientists. He gets arrested for this, but escapes the death penalty, as he's declared mentally unfit to stand trial. 6 months later, we see him escape from the mental institution where he's being held by simply running out of the grounds. 2 weeks later, we're at this high school. They've managed to explain away the fact that there are a grand total of 8 kids at this school by making it a summer school.
Smart.
I say kids, but some of these students look at least 30, especially this guy Gordon with a huge face. Anyway, the principal comes in with some bad news.
Mr. Frankus unfortunately choked to death on a sandwich. A barbecue beef sandwich.
I'm not sure why the type of sandwich is relevant, but that's what she says. She then introduces Mr. Frankus's replacement to the class.
Dr. Kevin Smith.
There's the laughing again. No idea what that's about. Anyway, he starts by asking anyone if they know what the 4 basic principles of science are, and this girl Vicky thinks she has the answer.
Dairy, meat, fruits and vegetables, and grain.
It's not true.
I wonder if you can guess how the class reacts to this answer.
This is ridiculous.
Later that day, the girls are at cheerleading practice, and Kevin is watching through the window, before just opening the door and outright perving on them. The boys are watching too, and this guy Chet calls his girlfriend Bunny over for a chat. For bad movie enthusiasts, yes, that's the girl from Samurai Cop. He's like, what about that new teacher, Mr. Smith? And Bunny's like, yeah, he's such a dork.
Hey, I got an idea. This is good.
No, it isn't.
Let's drive them nuts. Nothing serious, just some harmless fun. I'll get the guys, you get the girls.
Okay.
Brilliant. It's time for the girls to hit the showers, so Chet goes to leave, but then bumps into the janitor, who has severe learning difficulties.
Hey, watch where you're going. Henry's a mute. He can't say anything, can you, Henry?
So Chet seems nice. Chet also likes to watch Bunny and her friends in the shower through this vent in the gym.
Guys will be guys.
Kevin sees what he's up to, and when Chet leaves, he takes over. We don't actually see Kevin knocking one out in the gym, but it's certainly implied. But oh no, the principal has caught him. He's like, I dropped some change, I was just picking it up. And she's like, oh. Anyway, then she tells him how one of the girl's April's parents have called her and told her that April needs some extra tuition.
I have her address and phone number right here.
That could backfire.
After school, we see that Kevin is still working on his invisibility potion, with what looks like the chemistry set that every kid in the 80s got for Christmas, but never wanted.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
He thinks he's made a breakthrough. And look, it's worked. The rabbit he's tested his serum on is invisible.
I must inject myself with the serum. I must do it immediately. There's no time to lose.
Yeah, that's another thing. Even when Kevin is on his own, he never stops talking, even if it's totally unnecessary.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, within seconds, he becomes invisible. As to the clothes he's wearing, but let's not dwell on that. The effects last for exactly 10 minutes. I wonder what Kevin is going to do with 10 minutes of invisibility.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
April's parents called me and they're very concerned about her grades. I have her address and phone number right here.
So he goes into her house while she's asleep, picks up her pants, pulls the covers off, and knocks one out next to her bed.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
The next day before class starts, Kevin is writing some science on the board.
I needed a minute alone with you. I need an A in physics this summer in order to graduate. I'd be willing to do anything for an A.
He thinks he's in, but the rest of the class come in and ruin it. When they sit down, hilarity ensues. General rule, whenever someone says hilarity ensues, it doesn't.
True.
Kevin's like, right, that's it, you're doing a test. During the test, the next stage of the kid's plan is put into action. I'm sure you can imagine how funny these kids are going to find this.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Gordon Bigface. Then Kevin remembers everyone else who's laughed at him in his life and snaps.
That's an automatic F for everybody.
Then Chet is called to the principal's office.
Oh, great. What did I do this time?
It turns out Chet's grades aren't up to scratch, and the principal won't be recommending him to a good college. Chet's like, is there anything I can do to fix this?
It's lonely at the top, Chet.
And then they bang. Meanwhile, cheerleading practice has just finished and the girls are off to hit the showers. I can't show much of this, but while they're getting changed, they're talking about what a loser Kevin is. And oh no, he's been there all along and has heard everything. So he follows them into the shower and pinches them.
Okay.
Oh yeah, while this is going on, Henry the janitor is watching through the vent, but Chet comes in and catches him. He's like, what are you doing, Henry, you sick pervert? Which is a bit rich considering he was doing the exact same thing earlier. Oh right, and he's doing it again. The next day before class, Chet is talking to his friend Gordon Bigface at the urinals about Kevin.
I thought he was going to have a stroke when we all dropped our books at the same time.
Did you?
Well, wait till he sees what we've got in store for him today.
I can't wait. But Kevin's heard all of this from the shitter.
Oh no!
Later in class, he's interrupted by the principal.
Sorry to disturb you, Dr. Smith. May I speak to you in my office?
I wonder if you can guess what this is going to be about.
I find you extremely attractive. It's lonely at the top.
Yeah, I've heard the spiel.
But he doesn't go for it. She's like, right, well, I found this needle in your desk, so if you don't do this, I'm calling the police. He's like, all right, fine. But he only pretends to go for it so he can stab her with a letter opener. Now that she's dead, he can go back to class. The kids have all left the room, and this is the last straw for Kevin, so he locks all the exits, grabs his serum, and goes after the kids. The first two targets are Bubba and Betty, who are eating in the canteen. He forces Bubba to shove this sandwich down his throat.
A barbecue beef sandwich.
So he's dead. Then he chases Betty down the hall and strangles her with a fire hose. This is shit. April and her friend come out of the toilet to find all the doors locked. Then they find Betty's dead body. They run to Kevin's classroom and tell him about it. And he's like, don't worry, I'll call the authorities. You two wait here. But as soon as he leaves the room, he goes invisible again. Then he re-enters the room, drowns this one in a fish tank, and strangles April. Now it's time to get Vicky and Gordon Bigface.
Good.
They've just finished tennis and Vicky needs to shower. In a scene I'm unable to show, Kevin electrocutes her in the shower with a radio. Gordon Bigface hears her scream and discovers her body in the locker. Then there's this incredible scene where invisible Kevin chases Gordon Bigface all around the school fighting. This is almost certainly the best bit of acting in this film, until it ends with Kevin throwing Gordon Bigface off the roof and onto this car. So he's dead. Meanwhile, Chet and Bunny sneak into the principal's office, and then they bang, inches away from the principal's dead body. After they've finished, Henry the janitor comes into dust, and he finds the principal. His instinct is to pick up the phone despite being a mute, before running and screaming down the hall towards the gym. Bunny is about to shower when she finds Vicky's body and screams. Chet comes into the locker room and decides that Henry the janitor must have done it. And this is all but confirmed when Henry runs into the gym screaming like a madman. Chet starts beating him up, but then This is shit. Then there's a fight between Invisible Kevin and Chet, and this guy's acting falls far short of the standard Gordon Bigface set earlier. What on earth is going on here? But oh no, the serum has worn off. Kevin still manages to win the fight before returning home to pack up his things. It's fair to say he finds today's events pretty funny. But Chet has followed his bloody footprints from the school and arrived with a gun. Somehow, Kevin manages to smash Chet over the head with a bottle, grab the serum, and go invisible again. Which means we get more of Chet pretending to be beaten up. This seems to just be him doing some bad forward rolls on the bed.
Yes.
But he sees the serum and injects it into his ass. Then there's this fight. This is shit. Then the gun fires and we see a headless figure lying on the bed, which is obviously the remains of Chet.
Yep. Looks like Dornwinkle saved this city a long, expensive trial. Dornwinkle, you bastard.
Oh, come on.
That's right, these officers have assumed Kevin's killed himself. Aside from some more hysterical laughter, that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.